As Connie mentioned, I work for the Texas Public Policy Foundation, and I analyze education policy on all the different types of schools. And before I talk about charters, I do want to mention some state and national statistics that are very interesting about the various types of options for students. Nationwide, 84% of students attend a traditional public school. In Texas, that number is 90%. 2% of all of our students attend charter schools, both nationwide and in Texas. About 3% of students attend home schools. And as Bill mentioned, the private school numbers are a little bit different for Texas versus the US. And 11% of all students nationwide attend private schools, but in Texas that number is a lot smaller, it's 5%. So tonight I'll talk a little bit about what a charter school is. A charter school is a public school. It is a free school. It is not allowed to discriminate. It cannot teach religion. And it is set up to be innovative and be different than the traditional public school. Private charter schools first originated in Minnesota in 1991, and then in 1995, Texas passed laws allowing for charter schools in our state. Since then, we've seen a steady growth of enrollment, and we now have close to 128,000 students in charter schools. In the Austin area, we have 5,400 students in charter schools. And statewide, there is a demand to get into a charter school that is not being met. Last school year, we had over 40,000 students on a waiting list to get into a charter school. So as you can see, there is a demand for more schools to open and more students to be served. Some other interesting facts about charter schools. In Texas, we have a higher percentage of students that are minorities and that are low income that attend charter schools. The idea behind a charter school is that they would have less regulation, that they would have more flexibility in the hiring of the teachers, more flexibility in the principal and their role, in the curriculum they use. Some charter schools use a Montessori curriculum. Some charter schools prefer to have 2 grade levels together and group students in different ways. You also may have more of a one-on-one learning environment with students that are at risk and who have had certain challenges in their life. We also see some charter schools that focus, kind of like a magnet school, on a specific curriculum, such as math or science or fine arts. What we have seen nationally from research is that charter schools are serving a group of students that many times aren't getting their needs met in the traditional public school. And so we have kind of this focus on what we can do to prevent these students from dropping out, and we have a lot of schools that serve at-risk students, which are students who maybe have already dropped out of high school, who might be pregnant, might be in the foster care system, or have had a run-in with the law, and have some challenges towards graduating from high school or getting their GED. So we have some charter schools that are very flexible with their enrollment policies, where you can walk in, enroll that day, and start towards your diploma that day. We also have schools that are very flexible with the schedules. You can go to school at night, you could go to school on Saturdays, go to school maybe half a day. In general, there are, again, a wide variety of charter schools in the state. We really have some amazing, amazing charter school entrepreneurs that are in the state that have started kind of these networks or school districts of charters, and we've seen exemplary results from many of them, and they are mostly college preparatory schools. But we also have about, I would say, 1/3 to half of our students that are in charter schools in schools that are serving dropouts. So we really do have a range of education options within the charter school community in Texas. And I think we're either 2nd or 3rd in the nation as far as how many students are in charter schools. Other interesting things is, in general, charter schools tend to be smaller schools as a whole than your traditional public school. They also tend to spend more time on instruction every day, and many times that's because they have a longer school day. Many of our charter schools realize that students are struggling. They have come from a traditional public school where they weren't, for whatever reason, getting their needs met, and they're behind grade level. So they're not up to par in reading or math, and so that's going to take some additional time to catch up. So many of the charter schools have a longer school day. They have a longer school year, meaning they get less summer vacation, and some of them even meet on Saturdays or every other Saturday. So we have quite a variety. And I did put together a resource on charter schools. It's called a Charter School Q&A, and if you have any questions about charter schools both in Texas and nationwide, this is available on our website, and that is at texaspolicy.com. Thank you.